From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spar on the radio.
Hello to Susan Aquila. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Hello.
Thank you for letting me interview today. So can you tell me how long have you been a singer-songwriter and a electric violinist for?
Since 2009. I picked up the electric violin in 2009 and wanted to do original music, and I started singing. But I was classically trained before that, had a classical career, but then I wanted to switch it up and do something a little different.
So what's the difference between a normal violin and electric one?
The electric one, first of all, you get to plug it into an amp, so you get to be louder. But I also run it through the effects that a guitar would use. So I can use distortion and a wah pedal and just whatever sounds I'd like to create, I can do that.
So what was it like going to the recording studio for the first time?
Working on my own material, it was a little nerve-wracking at first, but once we got going, I just loved it. I just love making new music and getting to try things out. When you're classically trained, you have to do things a certain way, and I really like the freedom of doing rock and being in the studio and doing music that I write.
Okay, so I'll take you back to when you first started your career. So can you first tell me about your debut single called Intervention?
Oh, Intervention.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a while ago. It was my debut single. Intervention was just a song that I wanted to let loose on the violin and have some really shredding solos. But it's also about a woman who's kind of in a troubled relationship and sort of crying out for help, crying out for an intervention to save herself. She actually saves herself.
So can you tell me more about your first album that you released called Broken Angel?
Broken Angel, I got to make with a wonderful colleague named Dr. Rob Tomorrow, and he wrote the music on that album, and I got to have my input. And it was a real cathartic album. It was me getting all my feelings out and all my frustrations out. And so the album after that is way more positive. Not that this isn't positive, but it was a real release of pent-up emotions that I had.
So what about your 2016 album called Misconduct?
Misconduct was just all about fun. It was all about being free and fun and what can we do with the electric violin that nobody's done before, and just freedom of musical freedom, emotional freedom, and just a release from the album before.
So can you tell me more about your single called Hurt Me?
Hurt Me, actually that was written by a group of people. That was a group effort. But I'm laughing because it's about a girl who sort of likes to be hurt, which I am not. And I don't promote that, but I could understand this character's feelings of I'd rather feel hurt than feel nothing at all. And so it was wonderful to be in a collaboration with a group of people.
You prefer like writing your own music or in a group?
That one was in a group, but I am currently writing my own music, and which I feel it took me a while to get there. I was afraid to do it. I wanted to always collaborate. Coming from classically trained, I didn't think I could, step up and write a song, but it turns out that I actually can. So I'm doing it now.
So can you tell me more about your self-reclaimed album called Susan Aquila.
Yes, that one was done. We recorded during the shutdown, the COVID shutdown. I got signed to 26 Records the night before everything shut down. So for a minute I was like, yay, and oh no, and like, how am I going to make this album when I can't even get in a studio? And it was recorded under just a unusual set of circumstances. We only could have one person in the studio at a time, and so every part was done separately, and then we had to put it all together. So it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work and trying to figure out how to get it done.
I guess that was pretty hard being a singer-songwriter when COVID hit.
Oh gosh, yeah. I was talking to musicians over the phone. You got to play this way, and I couldn't just be there and talk things through. So yeah, it was everything was just slower. It took longer, but I delivered the album on time, and it got released, and I'm pretty happy with it.
So, can you tell me more about being a signed artist when you was signed?
I was ecstatic when I got signed to 26 Records. I just felt like you just have someone to talk to. You have a team of people to bounce ideas off of in what direction you should go. It was very helpful that way. However, it was really limited. They were really limited in what they could help me with. So after 2 years, I asked to be released, and I'm basically in a period of starting over. And that's why I'm working on a new album. And that's why this year I only released a Christmas song, because I just took the year to kind of figure out what my next steps were and what my next direction is going to be.
So can you tell me more about your latest release? I Want to Make It with Santa Claus.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, because I love Christmas, but the Christmas music we hear the same things every year, and it's all sweet and it's all lovely. But could I just have a Christmas rocker, balls to the walls? Let's Santa Claus, let's do it. So it's a really fun, upbeat, catchy, tongue-in-cheek song. The lyrics all have double meanings, and it's got sleigh bells, it's got everything in it. So it's a real rocker and a little edgy, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm glad it's out.
So can you tell me more about the new direction that you have taken, becoming an independent artist?
Yes. So interestingly enough, I am a violinist first and a singer second. And the last album I did was mostly vocals. And I just thought, why are we not having violin more featured in the songs? And this new direction I'm taking is going to be more violin oriented, and violin's going to take some of the vocal lines. I mean, I'm still going to sing, but I just want it to be more of a musician's album, and a little more complicated rhythms and a lot of different flavors. I don't think I'm going to stay completely in one genre. So I'm really just experimenting with what works good with my voice and more exposure for the violin.
So can you tell me more about your new album that you're writing this minute?
Yes, it's I'm going a little less hard than I usually do. I usually rock out really hard, so I'm looking for a more pop rock feel to it, something that's just a little lighter, that more people can enjoy, more it's a little palatable to more people, and also it suits my voice just a little better. Even though on violin I shred really hard, I've discovered I have a really light voice, and it's been very frustrating to try to mix the two. But I'm trying to find that middle ground that suits my voice and what I can do on the violin.
So what inspires you to to write music?
Really self-expression. As I said earlier, when you're a classical musician, you're still expressing yourself, but you're playing music that's been written hundreds of years ago, and everyone's doing it the same way. And when you sit in an orchestra, you have to play the same way as everyone in your section. But when I get to play rock and roll or some pop stuff or stuff I write, I get to be whoever I want to be, and I don't have to follow those rules. So that's how I'm feeling going into this new album and this new chapter in my musical career.
And finally, can you tell my listeners where can I find you on social media?
Yes. My Instagram is Susan Aquila Music. Aquila is spelled Aquila. You can, of course, find me on Facebook. All my music is on all the digital outlets, in YouTube and Spotify, Apple Music, and my YouTube channel is Susan Aquila.
Thank you for letting me chat to you today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I wish you all the success in your new direction.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.